Hey, good morning. Can everyone hear me okay? You guys hear and see me all good? Awesome.
Yep.
How have you guys been?
Okay. Haven't practiced as much as I probably should have.
Oh, that's okay. It's life. And I mean, the goal of today is to start going over some of that strap stuff, regardless of where we're at. Whether that's us being able to move them all the way up the head, almost getting them buckled. We'll kind of suss that out, and that's totally fine. So no worries on that. Do you have any like significant questions that you wanted to ask before we dive into things?
Um, I don't know if it's really a question, but Dexter we're just having a hard time getting him interested in putting his face in the muzzle when there's no cheese in there. He's just
Okay.
Once he realizes there's no cheese in there, he just wants nothing to do with it.
Okay. And then I want to see kind of what that motivation looks like. And then we'll talk about like what individual treats we're using outside of the easy cheese, if we have to like increase the value of that. Or he might be the type where we actually do have to work on a lot of the desensitization, where we ask him to put his nose in the muzzle, hold it for a duration, and then we have the easy cheese can come from the outside in. So that might be a technique that we kind of graduate him from the luring to more of that capturing, but we'll kind of suss it through. Jessica, how about you? Do you guys have any significant questions? I know it's been a little bit longer since we met last. Anything that you want to ask before we get rolling?
No.
Okay,
no, I
sweet.
think, yeah, no.
All right, cool. All right, guys. So I'm so sorry. I apologize. I'm being rude. I do have a student on here. She's just going to kind of act like a little fly on the wall and just absorb and learn and educate herself on all this stuff. Her name is Gabby. So you might see her little screen pop up at all. Now, with that being said, I obviously hate picking on people to go first. Do either one of you ladies want to volunteer to dive right in and start just kind of getting it rocking and rolling?
Yeah, I'm happy to. I just have to grab
Cool.
the cheese.
Perfect. Thank you, Annie. Take your time. And
If I get it out too early, he gets super excited.
I get it. I totally get it, which is good. I mean, look, that means positive association check. So now we just need to get this. I mean, we just need to get this motivation going for that want to do it without that lure. So what I want you to do, I just want you to do a warm up. Like, let's make it easy. Let's just get that easy cheese in there, maybe moderate to difficult level. Let's just kind of spark a little bit of love going on here. Licking the lips like, come on, let's go. Good. Annie, next time you do a rep before you present it, if you pull that camera angle down just like an inch or two, that way I can see. Yeah, that's perfect. That way I can see like his jawline and his chest and everything. Good presentation. Yeah, you're right. Like, look at his ears. They're still at that sensation at the top. So he's not loving the fact that it's going underneath his jaw, because then they start relaxing as he backs up. Let's do another rep just like that. That was good. You're looking good with your stationary presentation. How have we been doing with the marker word? Like, trying to see if we can offer just the blank muzzle, seeing if we can get that nose going in. Is that where you're really feeling the stuckness at? Okay.
Yeah, he'll do it maybe twice, and then he's like, there's no cheese in there, so I'm not doing it.
All right, so this next repetition, I want you to get a little bit of cheese on that difficult criteria all the way in the back of it. And then while he's licking that off after you present it, so you're going to present it and hold it with your, your right hand, and then set that easy cheese can down where it was, because you're going to reach for it as he's licking the current lure that you're using. So you're going to present the muzzle. He's going to start licking with your left hand. You're going to grab the easy cheese can, and I just want to see if we can bring it up towards that muzzle while he's licking. Okay. Perfect. And then I want you to kind of dispense a little bit. I don't need this to be constant. Okay. So you can like stick that easy cheese top through that muzzle, that next repetition. When he's actively licking, I want you to bring it up there. And the goal with this is, first, I want you to do a constant rate. So obviously don't give him like a whole dollop, if that makes sense. But once he's licking, you're going to bring easy cheese can up and we're going to keep it going. And then after he starts getting more relaxed because it's just flowing with cheese, you're going to start pulling off that rate where it's going to become more of an interval. Okay. So go ahead. And if you didn't squirt any on there now, go ahead and put some in there and then get ready to present and then grab that easy cheese can. And I want it to be kind of constant so that it's flowing because I want him to want to keep his nose there. I find that if you use, let me show you this portion. If you stick that easy cheese can up through the bottom, sometimes it can be a little bit easier for it to lick it off because their mouth, the way it sits. Okay. So now you see he's starting to like kind of really shove his nose in there. We're seeing the weight shift. This is going to give you a little bit more control of the rate of reinforcement that you're offering. So I would like you, once he really is digging this, to only give a squirt and then count a Mississippi, then another squirt, then count a Mississippi. And I want to start to get that duration between that interval that you're giving that easy cheese. I want to start to see that to grow. And what I'm going to challenge you to do is do this for about 20, 30 seconds. Yeah, he's loving it. And then I want you to give him a break. Give him a moment, take it away, maybe even toss a treat away so he has to go get it. Give him a second, and then represent and do it all over again. Okay. I want to see if you can get this interval between reinforcing between about 5 and 7 seconds. Okay. So I'm going to give you that task and then I'm going to jump over to Jessica real quick. Okay. So let me put you on a quick mute, girl. That was looking good. And then Jessica, nice. You're already unmuted. Let me pin them. Hey, girlfriend. All right, Jessica. So kind of act like I'm not here. Go ahead and do a little warm up, kind of get the flow going, get the motivation going, and just kind of start out wherever you left off last. Okay. And then I'll kind of dive in and start. I hate to use the word critiquing, but kind of getting more guidance.
Oh my goodness. Good. Yes.
Perfect. Good duration. That was about 2-3 seconds right from the start. How's that strap going? I know when we left last, we were really holding it and then starting to talk about that movement. Beautiful.
Yeah, so it's gotten better. It's gotten better. I've just practiced on a few occasions just jingling it, just lightly, just to be like, hey, there's nothing bad that happens as a result of this noise, because she's very, she's easily startled.
Okay.
Yes.
Perfect.
So usually
she looks so calm when she's doing that too. She's like, this is exactly what I can do to get food. That's awesome. What were you about to say?
Yeah, the liverwurst is a powerful drug.
I love it.
Oh, noise.
We hear something. All right. So Jessica, what I want us to focus on as we move forward is getting more of that hand movement going. Cause I love how she's going right in. You're getting a little bit duration there. And then I want to start to see a little bit more of that movement. So what that's going to look like is it's going to be a little bit of a pattern that we're building, like a mathematical equation to a certain extent.
Okay.
Where you're going to present, you're doing really good. You have your hand right there. I want that presentation of the muzzle. She enters her nose in, and right before you are now saying the marker word, I want a little bit of movement from your hand, but I only want movement that she can be successful with. So for example, if I go like this, she enters her nose in, and I go up all 100%. She's probably not going to like that. Right.
Yeah.
We're going to desensitize pretty slowly. It's going to be about an inch of movement each time we do this, because I want to get her comfortable. So what that would look like is you're going to present the muzzle. She says, yeah, I consent. I'm going to stick my nose right in there. I'm going to give you a little duration. And before you mark that, you're going to do hand movement then thereafter. So she goes in, get a little duration, movement from your hand. Yes, or good, or whatever that marker is. Then we pull away, follow up with liverwurst. Do you have questions on adding that next difficulty in for her?
No, so I'm just going to try to approach like the curvature of her head a little bit with the one strap, just so a little bit that's not too aggressive, you know. I mean, we'll figure it out.
But. So we're going to teach her that one of your hands is going to move first.
Yeah.
And she's going to be comfortable with that. And then we'll switch over to the other side. What about this hand? Are you comfortable with this hand? Because dogs are notoriously like humans, where they prefer one side and are a little bit more dominant on one side, so they can be more sensitive on the other. Yeah. And that way, eventually, you can show Muzzle holding straps with both hands. She enters her nose in, and then their nose, both hands come up, and then it's just the process of that buckle. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's play around and do a couple repetitions here. And let's see if we get a little bit of that hand movement going. Is she ready to rock and roll?
Hey, lady.
Do you like some nipper?
Hi. What you doing? Oh,
Says,
you're going to fall on the ground.
That liver work, I'll do a roll over for you.
I mean, also it's Tuesday. She worked very hard yesterday.
Oh, well, you know, that does mean something. I totally get it if we're having a off day. So what we can do, if you want to give her a second to like relax a little bit, I can pop back over to Annie. What are your thoughts? Oh, I see her. She's getting up now.
She'll get up eventually. Sometimes she's just a little moving, but
we'll give her a few seconds then, because we still got a lot of time. So we'll give her a couple seconds. Let me pop over to Annie. If she gets up and is ready to go, I want you to try that hand movement out, and then I'll pop back over to here in a few moments. Okay. All right. Let me go ahead and get Annie my screen here. And then I'm going to ask you to unmute. I'm so sorry. It's going to have to make you press a little button. Look at that. That's looking good. I love the weight shift and the ears are not as tense right now. So talk me through what's been going on, because I've kind of seen you in my periffs. This is looking fantastic. Obviously, we're still licking, but how's the interval rate coming?
I think it's going well.
Okay, let's do it.
Comes back after. Okay.
Good. He's like, wait a second. I don't want to leave the easy cheese.
Yeah, he definitely comes back.
Okay.
So
good.
I think it's working. Oh.
Yeah, and what I know I hate the noise from that easy cheese can when that starts happening. What I'd also start to look for in this process is I really want to get him away from that licking component, but I want to eventually do that by that interval rate of reinforcement. So what I'm going to be challenging you to do at this point is I want to almost get him to the point where he's not licking anymore. And then we follow it with that next little dispense of easy cheese. So next question before we dive into doing that little pull off from the constant licking, what type of individual treats have you been using? Like when we've been offering the muzzle and it doesn't have easy cheese in it, and he gives us like those 2 repetitions where he's like, yeah, I can do it, but not thereafter without cheese. What are you using for reinforcement for those?
I use these real meat jerky things.
I got you. So what I'm going to challenge you to do, not today, because I don't want you to run and get everything ready so we can spend more time together, but this next week, I want you to up the ante. I want it to be meatballs, filet mignon, roasted chicken. I want him to say, all right, mom's pulling off this easy cheese, but holy crap, filet mignon. And I want us to get to the point where he is more anticipating my nose going in for the food to then come. Does that make sense?
Okay. So when he puts his face in and I mark it, I'll throw chicken or steak or something.
Yep. Something higher of value that we've been using, because I don't know if he's getting enough of a paycheck for the amount of like courage and bravery that he's like mustering up to do the muzzle. The easy cheese is getting him, but I think we need to up the ante as we get him off the luring and we start capturing that behavior.
Okay.
So that's going to be a part of your homework, and see how we're starting to slow down licking now. I want to see if we can get to the point here on this repetition where he's like not even licking. You have a few moments and then you bring easy cheese can back up, but I want you to be holding the easy cheese can. I know that sounds weird, but I want him to kind of expect that something will happen. We're going to use this kind of as a prompt, if that makes sense, where we're not using it as a lure because he's not licking it off. We're not necessarily manipulating that behavior, but we are prompting, what do I kind of want? Because the squirt of easy cheese is going to come. He's loving it though. That's good. I love to see how much more relaxed his ears are. So as he slows down, bring up. Good. Oh, he's trying to cheat, but that's exactly what that timing needs to look like. So now when you dispense a little, give me just a little teeny tiny dollop. That way he's not licking so long this time. We'll see if we can speed up this rep.
Okay.
He's so stinking cute. All right, let's see it. All right, and then go ahead and start moving that cheese can towards him, letting him know it can happen, it can be there. And then we're going to see if we can allow a moment or two of no licking. Like there's not going to be food dispensed. There's going to be a duration where it's just you inside the muzzle. Go ahead, pull up to the can now as he's backing up. So you saw it that time. See how he started backing up his head? That's when I want you to reach that easy cheese can back up and say, listen, no. Good things happen right here. You just have to keep that nose in that muzzle. Okay, let's try it again. There we
Doesn't seem
go.
to be bothered by the straps.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I don't see any type of like worry with that flopping around. So start bringing it up now. So that's right there where I want you to be ready. And that's going to be kind of a craft that you're going to have to perfect over this next week.
Yeah.
I really want to see if we can pull off that easy cheese and get more of that duration with him holding it there and saying, all right, the easy cheese is going to be coming, but I need that hold of my nose in there with no licking in order for that to happen. That right there, Annie, is when I hate to add another layer on. We can even start marking. That way we pull off this lure, because I don't always want to have easy cheese on the muzzle. That's where you can literally hold that muzzle. You have those moments where he's not licking, he's holding it in there. You can say, yes, easy cheese can comes up and we start capturing. Does that make sense?
It does.
Okay, awesome. I'm going to have you play around a little bit. I want you to feel that timing out. As he starts to get that backup going, I want to see if we can suss that out and get him holding it in there versus backing it out, okay? So I'm going to put over to Jessica. I want to see if we're motivated over here to get some reps in with me. I saw you working when I was just going with Annie.
Yeah. Well, let's see. Let me see. She Hey, cutes. Come here, sweet girl. Come here.
Give her like a free little lick of liverwurst. See if that can kind of just get her up and going. I know, because I want to see you have some fun with this.
Goodness, cutes.
Oh my gosh, she's got such a sweet little face. She's like, yeah, that's nice, Mom. Yeah. Thank you.
Oh, liverwurst. Come on, sweet girl. Come on. She's like, listen.
So talk to me about when you started increasing that difficulty criterion and doing that strap movement. What did that response look like from her?
Oh, it was interesting. When I moved it, I feel like it should have been moved 1 millimeter and I moved it 2, and she paused and she was like, bro.
Okay. All right. Fair. So that's really good feedback, which sucks. But I hate to say it, a lot of our patients, like this stuff needs to be broken so far down contextually. So that's going to be kind of your ultimate goal. Like, how many centimeters or millimeters can I move? And I don't even want to see that eyeball check in. I want you to be able to move that hand and her not even be like, what are you doing? Right? Like how you just mentioned, she was like, bro, what's going on here? So that's going to be that sweet spot that you're going to need to kind of play around with a little bit. Can I move it a millimeter up on this side? You're not freaking out. You're not registering it. You're not worrying. Yes or good, whatever that marker is, and then food. Okay. See if, and I don't want to make you get on the ground.
No, like, that's okay.
We sit right in front of her.
Yeah.
Be comfortable if we sat right in front of her and did a little bit. If she wants to lay down, I'm cool with that.
We have a participant.
Oh, we have another
too.
friend joining us. Do you want to muzzle?
It's the liverwurst. I'm telling you, it's powerful.
Oh yeah, I swear it's like crap for animals. It's really disgusting.
Well, hi, sweet girl.
All right. Oh.
Are you serious? You've done nothing today.
Oh, baby, that's so sweet. If she doesn't want to do it right now, Jessica, that's totally fine.
I'll give her a little. The thing is, yesterday she was doing it, and I was like, man, if Kayla could see her, like she's
girl, well, what you can do, I hate to say it sounds really weird and creepy of me, but you can always videotape these sessions that you guys do. And I hate to say it, I love watching stuff like that. You can easily upload to YouTube if you have a Gmail account. So like, don't hesitate. Like if she's up and motivated one day and you're like, I really want Kayla to see this because she's so going right now. How else can we make this better? Then send it to me. I'm down to review it. So don't hesitate.
Like, Annie's dog, for example, like has been going for a long time now. What's interesting is that I have never seen Brandy go for as long as Annie's dog. Like Brandy is really short intervals.
Yeah. I was just about to say it. Some dogs have a shorter bandwidth of learning capability. I actually had a dog the other day that I was on Zoom, and it took 3 different breaks within like our 30-minute session. Like literally stopped training, walked away, had to do displacement behaviors of scratching, took about a minute, and then came back over. It's just like kids. It's just like humans. Like I can't sit for a 2-hour-long class. I can do an hour long, but then I get really fidgety. So at that point, like if you are finding that time that she is super motivated, videotape it, send it to me, and then we can use this time to chat it through and see if we can kind of get her moving, because it's also early, so I get it. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to pop back over to Annie because I see her kind of starting to get things going over here. She's reaching that can up. Jessica, I'm going to have you kind of relax with Brandy a little bit, see if you can get a few more reps in. I'll pop over to you. All right, Annie, let me pop this. Oh, I think I pressed it right when you did. Okay, sweet. All right, what are your thoughts? How are things going over here?
It's going well. I've been able to capture right as he's about to go back a couple times.
Perfect.
But I ran out of cheese.
Oh, I love it. It's okay. Not a problem. And oh, look at that. I'd even use that. If he's starting to shove his nose in there by himself, use that marker word, girl. That is really telling him like food's coming, and then you can shove easy cheese can up. But if you're out of cheese, I totally get it. Yeah, there we go. Beautiful. So at that point, this is what I'm looking for in us marking it. And then I want like meatballs thrown at his face. Does that make sense? I really think that overtime paycheck is going to help him. Yeah. Do you have any other questions on what you've seen, or do you feel good? I know you ran out of easy cheese, so we can kind of stop him going for today, if that makes sense.
No, I think that's going to be helpful. And he definitely...
He's like, I'm not done yet, Mom.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then there you go. I know that can noise can be scary though, so I don't want to freak him out.
I'm trying to just push. There's some cheese stuck in like the basket part.
I got you. You're trying to shove it in. All right, that's cool. But yeah, that's
wrong.
We'll see the weight shift is what we want to see, because he's obviously not caring about it on his snout, around his muzzle and everything. And how you mentioned the straps are starting to hit his ears. He's starting to feel that sensation. So that's going to be awesome, because he's already going to be a little bit more comfortable with that once we start moving them, hopefully next week. Okay. Mm-hmm. And that's going to be the ultimate goal. I want to see if we can really get him to the point where we can capture this stuff, getting away from that lure, because next week, it's the last week, and I want to be going over those strap stuff with you, the movement, and getting it to the point where I can go over the full picture of getting it buckled, maybe without getting it buckled next week, but so that you can see it and feel it. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. So talk to me. Annie, I don't want to keep you going if you don't have any more easy cheese. Jessica, it looks like Brandy's been tapped out. Should we call it a session for today, or what are you guys thinking?
I'm good for today.
You guys good with that? Jessica?
Yeah, I mean, I'll sit here with her, even if we stop just to see if she'll, I'll give it like maybe a few minutes just to break, and then come back to her and see if I can move like a millimeter. Right.
That's perfect. That's totally fine. I dig it. Yeah, but what we'll do is we'll just kind of part ways here for now, and then we'll meet same day, same time next week. Honestly, like I mentioned, like if you guys are recording stuff throughout the week, pop it on YouTube, send me the link. I'll check it out and give you guys some feedback. That way we don't have to wait that full week if you guys are making some dent into this. Okay. Any final questions or thoughts before I end things?
No,
just to confirm, like for us, we're working on both sides just to move the strap a smidgen.
Yep, just to move that strap smidgen. And then really the goal is next week with you and Brandy, I'm gonna really try to get you comfortable switching that handhold so that you're actually holding both straps, starting to move both straps. And then at that point, it's the discussion of, once we are able to get it all the way up, it's just buckling it with that duration that we've been working on. So we'll kind of talk about that big end picture with both of us. We're going to be at different spots, and that's okay. But that's what we're going to be really discussing next week. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Right. All right, ladies. Well, everyone here, thank you so much. You're doing fantastic, and shoot me any updates over the next week. Okay.
Perfect.
Bye.
Thank you.